Thank you guys for being here. You are engaged in the single most important issue to the next generation of Americans. Children, turn to your parents, say thank you. Parents, look at your children and realize why you're doing this. I hope that my colleagues standing behind me will walk out on these steps and look out here, because what they're looking at today is the future of the state of Georgia. And if they value the future of the state of Georgia, they will give these children every possible opportunity they can have to have an excellent education and therefore a bright future. We know one thing is for certain. Education is the great equalizer. In this country, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have an education, you can succeed. And all of us here today are united in the single issue of making sure our children, Georgia children, have the greatest possible opportunity at a world-class education. Not a mediocre education, not an okay education, not let's just get by education. These children deserve a world-class education, and they can't get it if they don't have choices. Let me tell you how crazy this system is. I was thinking about it this morning. All right, I got 4 children, as he mentioned just a second ago. Now, if I look at the statistics, I can tell you that an average 12-year-old female, like my daughter, wears a size 7 shoe. Now, if I put the shoe buying of a parent in the context of how we look at education in this state, what I would do to my daughter, we would go to the store and I'd say, Emma, you get a size 7 shoe because the average child in Georgia wears a size 7 that's a 12-year-old, and therefore that's what you're going to get. And there's no questions asked. We're going to take your foot and we're going to put it in a size 7 shoe, despite the fact that she's a very tall girl and she wears a size 11. But that is how our education system works. The government says, we don't care what your child needs, what your child deserves, what your child's interest is. We're going to put you in this system and we're going to tell you that one size fits all. Well, anybody that's a parent standing here today can tell you one size doesn't fit all. God made every one of these children individuals. He made them unique. Our education system ought to reflect the individuality and the uniqueness of our children. That's why He gave them to us. And this whole question of whether we're going to have school choice, and I saw one of these signs back here that said, school choice equals something great. Hope, I think. And that's true. But what school choice really equals is freedom. And that's what this nation was built on. The idea of freedom. And this question that we are engaged in, this battle that we are engaged in, has been with us since the very beginning of this country. And it boils down to this single question. And I'll leave you with this. Do the lawmakers in this building behind me, including myself, know more and better how to raise your children than you do? Absolutely not. We either believe that parents should have the right to make the decision on what's best for their child, or we don't. That's a very simple question. I'm asking you, when we get finished with this rally, find every legislator in this building and ask them that single question. Do you trust me to make the best decision for my child, or do you believe you have to make that decision for them? Because that's the question of this issue. We either believe that parents dictate the future of our children's lives, or we hand that over to government. And that has never worked in the history of mankind. It will never work in the history of mankind. We stand here today engaged in the battle, the greatest battle that this generation of children will ever know, and that is, are we going to give them the freedom to get what they deserve? And that is an excellent education where they can compete in a global economy. I cannot thank you enough for being here today. I cannot thank you enough for what you're doing here today. I hope that, look, we have probably a couple thousand, 3,000, I don't know how many thousand here. Whatever it is, on the media they'll cut it in half, right? But whatever it is, we have a few thousand. Next year we need 100,000 here, because this is the issue of our future. Thank God for all of you being here. Go in there, let's do our work. Let's change some minds, let's change some hearts. Children, go ask legislators why you can't go to the school that you want to go to. Ask them why you can't go to the school that's best for you, because that's what all this is about. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one.